All right, so let's go ahead and make this bracket. This is like my favorite time of year when I get to sit here and pick whoever's gonna win the championship. Even though like generally everybody's bracket is fucked past round two, but it's all good though because like I like the way they got this set up because like it's balanced. You don't see the same teams winning every year like in college football, where you got like four teams making the playoffs when you got like over 100 schools. Like it doesn't make any sense, but I'm not gonna get into that. I don't really got much time left, so let's go ahead and make this bracket. Okay, so we have the South Conference. We have UAV versus UMBC. Okay, so Virginia's definitely winning that. That's not even. That's a no-brainer. Like I think even a fucking adolescent can choose that UVA is gonna beat whoever the school is. Let's see, Creighton and Kansas State. I really don't follow either of these two schools, so I'm gonna just go ahead and take a wild guess and say Creighton's gonna win. Let's see, Kentucky versus Davidson. Kentucky does have their problems, and they got so many freshmen, but Davidson doesn't really have the talent to beat Kentucky, so I'm gonna go with Kentucky. Arizona and Buffalo. Okay, so Arizona's gonna win that. Miami versus L hyphen IL. I don't really know who that school is, so we're gonna go ahead and go with Miami. Tennessee's gonna beat WRST. What school is that? Okay, I don't fucking know. Tennessee's gonna win that game. Let's see, Nevada and Texas. Now I think this is one of my upsets because you know in college basketball it's not like the NBA where you have 7-game series. In college basketball it's one and done. So you know there are always gonna be upsets. So you gotta pick some upsets in your bracket. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Texas in this game. Just because, I think that's my pick for the upset. Cincinnati's going to beat whoever this school. I think this is Georgia State. Yeah, Cincinnati's going to win that game. I don't even know who the fuck that school is. And then we're going to go to the Eastern Conference. Villanova is definitely going to win that game. We don't even know who they're going to play at because these two teams got to play like in like the first game. So generally the 16th seed has never even beaten the 1 seed before. So yeah, I'm definitely it ain't going to happen this year. So we're going to go with Villanova. Virginia Tech versus Alabama. Now, Alabama, I did watch that game when they played Auburn in the SEC tournament. They really impressed me, so I think they're gonna get past Virginia Tech. I don't know about Virginia Tech. They job booty. But let's see. West Virginia versus Murray State. West Virginia's gonna win that. Wichita State versus Marshall. Wichita State's gonna win that. Florida versus Bone or LA. So okay, we're gonna go ahead and go with Florida. Texas Tech versus I don't know who that school is. I would say I guess if I gotta pick one upset this first round, I'm gonna just go with them. Even though they might not win, but you gotta at least pick one upset. So I'm gonna say they're gonna win. Arkansas versus Butler. Butler's gonna win that. Purdue versus okay, so yeah, Purdue's gonna win that. I don't even know. I don't know this. I don't know who half these schools are like. So let's see the Western. We got Xavier versus. Okay, so yeah, Xavier's gonna win that. I don't even. You don't even know they're gonna play yet. Florida State versus Missouri. That's the thing about the 8 and 9. The teams are pretty much even, so you really don't ever know who's gonna win. I would say I'm gonna just go ahead and pick Mizzou over Florida State. Ohio State versus San Diego State. We're going to go with Ohio State. Gonzaga versus... Okay, so yeah, let's go with Gonzaga. I don't know who that school is. Houston, like if I don't know what the school is, I'm not going to pick them. I'm sorry. Like I'm not picking somebody I don't know. Houston versus San Diego State U. We're going to go ahead and go with... This could be an upset. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick the upset. I think they're gonna beat Houston. Let's see. Michigan versus Montana. Michigan's gonna win that. Texas A&M University versus Providence. Okay, so Texas is gonna win that. University of North Carolina versus. Okay, so who is Lip? Okay, so we're gonna go with UNC. Told you I'm not picking nobody that I don't know. Let's see. Kansas. Okay, we're going with Kansas because come on now, that's Kansas. But Hall versus North Carolina State. Okay, so let's go with North Carolina State. I told you I don't really follow college basketball like that, so I'm not sure who a lot of these schools are. But I'm just picking the people I know and who I think are gonna win. That's the point about a bracket, is to guess, because no one's bracket is never perfect. Like by round 2, everybody's bracket is gonna be busted, so it's cool. Clemson's gonna beat this team. Auburn versus, okay, so Coffee State. I don't know who that is. Auburn's gonna win. TCU is gonna win that. Michigan State's gonna win. Oklahoma. You know what? I've actually have been following Oklahoma this year, and they started the season 14-2, and they ended the season 11-14. So what had happened with them was, at the beginning of the season, Trae Young, he was pretty much the best player in college basketball by far, and a lot of teams really didn't have an answer for him. And as the season went on, the lack of talent on their team started to get exposed, and that's when teams were just locking in on Trae Young and taking him away, and the team couldn't win games. So that's why the league kind of, I wouldn't say they caught up with Trae Young, because he's such a great player, but at the same time, when you're on a booty crack team, it's but so much you can really do. And then it's like they were lucky that they made the tournament. The only reason they made it is because Trae Young's on the team, because people want to see him play. But I think Trae Young is at least good enough to get you one. So they're going to win this game. And then Duke is going to be, Duke has a history of losing in the first round. I remember one time they lost to that one school that was booty. What was it, Elon or something like that? Or was it, I forgot who it was, but they was a 2 seed and they lost to 15. But that's not going to be the case this year. They're going to beat that team. So let's go back up to this Southern Conference. UVA is going to beat Creighton. Kentucky is going to beat Arizona, I think. They have too much talent, and they generally play well come tournament time. Tennessee versus Miami. I think Tennessee is going to win that game. I think Cincy's going to beat Texas. Villanova versus Alabama. Even though I am impressed with Alabama, they're not going to beat Villanova. This is where the tournament ends. Oh, too bad Maryland didn't make it, but they was booty crack though. Wichita State versus West Virginia. I think West Virginia is going to win that. Texas Tech. Oh, shit, no. The upset. I picked the upset. Okay, so Florida State versus whoever that school is. Well, not Florida State. Florida University. Florida's going to win that game. Let's see. Purdue's going to beat Butler. And let's go down. Xavier's going to beat Mizzou. Ohio State's going to beat Gonzaga. Michigan's gonna beat San Diego State. Of course, the Tar Heels are gonna beat the fucking whoever the school is. Texas A&M. Let's go. Let's see. Kansas is going to beat that team. Clemson versus Auburn. I think. I'm gonna say Auburn win. Well, nah, cause Clemson's pretty good. I'm gonna say Clemson. Michigan State versus TCU. Michigan State's gonna win that. Oklahoma versus Duke. Like I said, Trae Young is good enough to get you one, but when you have a booty crack team, you're not gonna beat Duke. You need a squad to beat Duke. So Duke's gonna win that game. Now we're at the Elite Eight. I think UVA is gonna beat Kentucky. I'm gonna say that Cincy versus Tennessee. I'm gonna say Tennessee breaks through and wins that game. And then we got West Virginia, Villanova. I think Villanova is gonna win. Purdue versus Florida. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick the upset. I'm gonna say Florida's gonna win that game. And then we're gonna let me see, Xavier versus Ohio State. I'm gonna say Xavier wins that game. And then we got UNC versus Michigan. I'm gonna say the the Tar Heels win that game. Then we got Kansas versus Clemson. Of course, Kansas is the real deal chicken meal. Let's get it. They gonna win that game. Duke versus Michigan State. I like Duke, but at the same time, I just don't know about them in the tournament sometimes. And they kind of like Georgetown. Remember when Georgetown had their run? They would always make the tournament, would lose. But I'm gonna say Michigan State defeats Duke. Yeah. I think they're gonna beat Duke. Now let's go back up here. We're at the Elite Eight. I think UVA is gonna beat Tennessee. UVA has a really good defense. I would say Villanova is gonna beat Florida, and then I think the Tar Heels of the North Carolina, they're gonna beat Xavier. I think Xavier will be the first 1 seed to fall in the tournament, and then I would say Kansas is gonna beat Michigan State. So now we're at our Final Four. I got University of Virginia versus University of North Carolina, and then I got Villanova and Kansas. I'm gonna say Virginia beats the Tar Heels, just because their defense is just so good. And then I would say Kansas is gonna beat Villanova. So my finals are Virginia versus Kansas, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the wild guess and say that, oh, this will be a good game, man. I don't know who will win this game. It's pretty much an example of great offense versus great defense. But I mean, defense wins championships. I mean, it's proven. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that the University of Virginia wins the championship. And yeah, that's my bracket. I mean, I mean, it's probably gonna be busted by like round 2, but it's all good though, because I mean, hey, as long as you get this championship pick right, you good. Like, but yeah, let's go ahead.